What is going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and I have some freaking special gameplay videos for you. All right, this is like a unicorn. You're watching a unicorn right now. I got Overwatch footage. Not only that, but I got to play it for 3 hours a couple days ago at Blizzard HQ with a bunch of other people. Now, I don't know about you, but I have heard quite a bit about the game, and I've already died, so that's great. I've heard quite a bit about the game, but I've not really gone out of my way to take a look at it. Blizzard doesn't necessarily make games that I have in the past been really attached to. They make Hearthstone, World of Warcraft. Those are the two that I've most recently played. You know, Heroes of the Storm, the MOBA. So they've got, in Diablo, they've got, like, you know, world-renowned games under their belt, but what they never had is a first-person shooter. Now, at the core, Overwatch is a first-person shooter. Don't let anybody tell you different. It's not a MOBA, FPS, friggin' RPG, MMO. Stop it, okay? Stop. That's like, this whole, like, game labeling with genres is as bad as music. It's like, that's not dubstep, that's glitch bro hop. And you're like, okay, it's got some wubs in there, I don't know. So, I wanna lay some things down in this video. One, I'll explain the concept of the game. Two, I'll explain my feelings about, you know, the beta. Keep in mind, everything that's in here is a pre-beta release build, so everything's gonna change probably. I don't even know what's gonna stay in there. But, and then after that, I wanna kinda talk about some of the stuff that I didn't get to see, but I heard about. Now, the main thing is this. Overwatch is a first-person shooter, all right? Yes, you have two character abilities and an ultimate ability. But if you play League of Legends, it's not too far away from that, but it's not a MOBA, okay? When I went into this, knowing that my character had abilities, knowing that every character had an ultimate skill that was kind of like you built up to it and then you used it and it was a very effective thing, I was like, okay, I'm not really sure, like, if this is going to be something I'm enjoying here. Because one of the big things with MOBAs is you have to pay attention to your surroundings and your teammates. You gotta kind of babysit what they're doing as well as what you're doing. There's a lot going on. This is you, guns, and enemies, and an objective. It is no different than a Team Fortress 2 escort mission or a Call of Duty domination mission or whatever have you game mode with added abilities. Instead of grenades, some characters have grenades, but instead of most of the grenades, like I have a stun grenade on, or I had a stun grenade on the class previous to this. What am I doing? Just jump up there. Jump up there. This character has a teleport ability. Teleport next to him. I don't know why he hasn't moved yet. Oh, that's Sonya. That's probably why. So, you know, it's very kind of, it's a very familiar game. The game mode that we were playing right here, check this out. This is amazing. Somebody uses an ultimate, it sucks all the characters into one area, and then I just destroy life with my shotgun, pistol, hand cannon things. And I'm getting healed by a medic. Now, this game is not what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a game limited by your ability to use skill and skills in like a correct order, which it is to an extent. Your ability to work as a cohesive team unit to play your roles and accomplish a goal just as much as you got to play top, mid, or bottom in League, or you got to play, you know, whatever. I don't know any other games that play roles like that. Dota, you know, same MOBA type roles. World of Warcraft. But the cool thing about this is that there's not like hard line roles. The champions that you are seeing me play, the heroes that I am playing, Reaper is the one that I am currently playing and the one I was playing as, and McCree was the first one you saw, the one with a revolver. The people that I'm playing as are damage, attack, assault characters. Now, when somebody told me that, yeah, I just got destroyed, nope, I got healed. Thank you. That was McCree that I killed. The people, and you see I got my ult right here, which is sick. Hopefully I use it. The people that explained this game to me made it seem like every class has a role, or every character has a role that they play, where it's medic, you see somebody getting healed right now, or it's a damage dealer, or it's a tank. That's not entirely untrue. Tanks take a lot of damage. They got a lot of health. My characters are fast. They do a lot of damage. They don't have a lot of health. They have skills that are dedicated to getting kills. They got skills that kills. And then the tanks have skills dedicated to keeping them alive more. But that's not to say, and this was my biggest thing, I always like making an impact on a game, but when you're playing League or when you're playing something else, look at that teleport. It's hard for me for me to stay as a role when inherently that's probably not what I want to do. I don't want to take a lot of damage. I don't feel like I'm doing a lot there as a tank. You know, I know that it's an important role, but for me it doesn't work that way. So when I heard this, it got me a little worried. But when the tank carries the team in kills without too much effort, or the assault carries the team in objective score, you realize that the roles are more like a suggested playstyle for that type of character, not necessarily something you have to conform to, right? I can play the objective, I can't tank a lot of damage, but it's not a game that's like about tanking damage per se. It's not a game about like putting yourself between your teammates and saving them from projectile attacks. You can do that, sure, but it's a first-person shooter, one of which the characters has the ability to live longer in a health standpoint than others. So that was fucking awesome. How does the game feel? Okay, it feels really damn crisp. Okay, really crisp. My biggest fear with new first-person shooters is that they don't necessarily get the game engine right. I hate Battlefield's game engine. The game itself is a great game. I don't like the way I move around in it or my gun moves. I don't love the way that Counter-Strike's gun recoil doesn't display as much as some of the other games. I don't love the fact that Call of Duty takes, you know, gun recoil pretty much out of the equation. There's a lot of game mechanics that I'm not a big fan of that have nothing to do with the actual play style. It's just how you feel running around the game. This is buttery smooth. It is. They clearly, Blizzard, with the track record of all these like straight up world-renowned games, is not really taking this lightly. Look at that ult. I'm spinning in circles and took out one person. The tank obviously has more health, did not die from that. So I think that it's an amazing first step. The beta, they would not tell us when it's coming out. They said it was soon. Very soon. I don't know if that means by the end of the month or by the end of the season, fall, but I want you guys to know I'm gonna play the shit out of this game. I'm going to play the shit out of this game. You guys are probably like, alright, we just made it 7.5 minutes, Tucker. Where the fuck is the talk about the game and how it's... I don't know. You know what? I ran on too long because I'm too hyped about, you know, making sure that you all understand how good a game this is. There's no audio for this because I don't know, okay? You're asking too many questions, but the biggest part of this game is the fact that you can change heroes, you can change the person you're playing as in the middle of the game. As soon as you die, switch that hero up. If somebody is destroying you with a couple of tanks and you decide, we need to mix up our game plan, you can do that. It's an ever-changing game where you're not forced to stick with the poor choices that your teammates or you have made at the beginning of the game. Y'all get the same loading screen. Y'all get the same opportunities to change up and choose which champion you're playing as, but in the long run, that is a weird little mix-up that I was not really for at first, because I thought, well, somebody plays a counter, so you switch your champion, and now you're countering them. So then they switch their champion, and you have an ever-changing thing of champion swaps. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's actually kind of cool. Like, no other game has that. Like, you have a meta, you know, that you kind of stick to, and the only way that I can really compare it is by, like, saying it's like Call of Duty, where you can change up your loadout in the middle of the game, where you don't lock yourself into one specific type of role, one specific type of play style at all, and you're going to end up with more opportunities to continue to play and change up the way the game's flowing. For example, we're doing an escort mission, and maybe there's an area that there's not a lot of ways to escape from a direct gunfight, and your whole team pops on tanks. Guess what? You now get through the sticky area, you die because you get destroyed in the open area, now you just swap out to a more conventional meta. That's the kind of cool shit that I think I see happening in Overwatch. That's the kind of cool shit that makes this a fresh breath of air. I mean, honestly, I probably sound like they're paying me millions of dollars to say this, but it has been so long since there has been an FPS game that has genuinely made me go, oh, I get it. This is good. This is good. Counter-Strike was the last one to do it, and it does it in a very different way. It's like a chess game. It's like an analytical shooter where it's a big game of chess and who can aim better, and I love it. But this game is different. It takes that mental aspect of trying to play and counter your enemy's setup while best, you know, doing the objective with FPS, which honestly is my favorite genre. So I don't want to get it mixed up. Yes, I think this game, for what I played, has the potential to be fucking huge. I think this game, when I played with friends, was a blast. I think that there's a lot that they can add, like VoIP and different communication aspects to help make this more of a community and social game. So we'll see. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you sitting through 10 minutes of excited rambling. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. But I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully I'll have more Overwatch so I can show off some other champions, some other gameplay. But otherwise, stay tuned, guys. Let's hope for the beta real soon, and I'll talk to you all later.